Hi everybody. I thought I would actually do a video showing you all the steps in a typical flight, local flight here at Mazzei Flying Service. So this is the plane I'm gonna be flying today. I've actually requested fuel already, so they're gonna be coming soon and filling in the fuel here and here. Today we're going in 23630. Alright, so here I am in the cockpit. I'm just waiting for the fuel guys to bring the fuel. I don't know what's taking them so long. They're gonna put the fuel here. In the Tomahawk, we've actually got two fuel tanks, a right one and a left one. And the fuel tanks are actually in a small section of the wing. The fuel doesn't go in the entire wing, just a small part of it near where those holes are. So while I wait for the guys to bring the fuel, I go through the pre-flight check. So going through that, we go through the pre-flight checklist. Control wheel release restraints, we don't have that in this aircraft. Ignition off. So I check to make sure the ignition is off. It is. Master switch on. So I switch the master switch on. Fuel gauges check. So these gauges tell me how much fuel I have, and I've requested some more fuel, so that's on its way. Alternator warning light. So I check to make sure that the alternator light is coming on, and it is. Master. So what I do at this stage is I check the lights. So we gotta make sure all the lights are working. Here's a student. I'm recording the flight. Yeah. Oh, just Selma. I'm hoping to go to Wood Lake and then Selma. Alright. So let's switch on the landing light. I don't know how well you can see that. Landing light on, anti-collisions on, pitot heat on. We're gonna go and make sure that's working. And there's the nav and panel lights. We'll switch those on. Now let's go outside and see if the lights are working. So starting from this side, the strobe lights are working. The red light is on. The landing light is on at the front. The green light and the strobe light here is working on the wingtip. And finally we check the tail light, and it's on. So now I come back to the cockpit and switch those lights off. And actually, while the master switch is on, I should just make sure the stall warning horn is fine. That's fine. And just make sure the pitot heat has warmed up, and it did. Still waiting for the fuel people to come. So back in the cockpit, we now switch off the master switch. Excuse me, and continue with the checklist. So next they want us to check the primary flight controls. So I'm going to check that the ailerons are working fine, and the rudders and the elevator, are working fine, and the other aileron. Those should move smoothly. And we check the flaps. There's the flap lever here. There's 2 notches of flaps in the Tomahawk. That was the first notch of flaps. And I'll extend the second notch of flaps. Looks fine. I'll just put it to the first notch position for the when I do the visual checks outside in a second. Make sure that the baggage is stored properly and the required papers are on board. They are on board. And now we go to the outside of the aircraft and go through the outside of the aircraft checklist to make sure everything is fine before we start the engines.